It's the Daily Comedy News with your host, MarkinsPires. Join us for breaking headlines and all kinds of comedy shenanigans. Brought to you by The Beat Seat.
Oh my goodness. Welcome, the main girl in the house from the top. How is everybody doing? This is the longest running daily variety show on the planet. The show that never ends. MarkinsPires, 1911 days in a row, connecting with you, trying to see if we can make this world a better place just for the hour at least that we're together. Lots of news stories going on, I'm sure. I don't know. We're gonna scroll through the news. That's what we do together. Main girl, good to see you. Trish is in the house. That's awesome. I can't tell who's with me yet. Whoever can comment now, I'll be able to see on YouTube, X, Rumble, Twitch, Facebook, I guess. There's lots of channels we're on right now, and we're live on Clapper as well. Welcome, Clapper. How you guys doing? This is a daily variety show. I've been live 1911 days in a row. We do the news and music, and also lots of other comedy craziness. Got 9 feature films, and I'm also the inventor of the only drum in the world for guitar players. It's called the Beat Seat. You see one back there, or 2 of them, 3 of them. And it's the only full-body drum on earth. You could sit upright and play with your hands and your feet at the same time. It sounds like a full drum kit, and it's got unlimited tones. So it's crazy because all other drums have 2 tones, a bass and a snare, and that's it. There's another drum called a cajon. People think my drum's a cajon sometimes, but a cajon has 2 snares. I mean, two tones, 1 snare. I got 2 snares and 4 playable panels on the Beat Seat. And there's a range from like ultra low all the way up to like a super crazy rototom and snares. It's 2 different snare tones. It's insane. You see it when you join me on the live show. I play music too. So Jerry Hayes, how are you? Good to see you. I would love to play you some music today. It's a little early for me to grab the guitar, but I will be playing you at least 1 song during the show today. So just to make sure you understand what this show is, this is the comedy news. I scroll for breaking news stories, no politics. You know, there's so many channels you could rabbit hole and start going down a political thing, and it's going to divide you. There's going to be half the people who are going to leave the stream because they absolutely hate whatever you're saying. And for me, I say, you know what, why don't we find stories that no matter who you are and what your political beliefs are, you could laugh. You could laugh at a story about Megan Fox having lips the size of balloons, and she just keeps putting more air in. You know, her comedy news roast is premiering at noon today. It's going to be on Rumble, and it will be live on YouTube premiering at the same time. If you guys want to watch it, it's going to be ridiculous. We saw some of it last night. Machine Gun Kelly. They're twin souls, guys. Just, they don't ever want to see each other again, but they're twin souls, you know. They're meant to be together, just not in this life, you know. So make sure you join us at noon for that one. Lots of fun stuff happens during that clip. And if you missed the Shohei Ohtani reveal, I basically discovered through a 25-minute analysis that he's a scumbag. I mean, he's probably a good guy or whatever, and he's a great pitcher, great batter, but he's betting like a mofo. He's doing the next Pete Rose. Gonna be banned from the Hall of Fame. This is my prediction. There will be a whistleblower that comes out in the near future, or maybe even in the distant future, that says, yeah, I was taking all his bets. But the bottom line is, no interpreter making $300 to $500K a year would ever be able to go 4.5 million in debt. Zabrowski, can you hit us with a woohoo to start the day? What? Oh. Woohoo! Zabrowski likes it when I point to him when he does the woohoo. You know? I'll give it to him, you know, the point. What's that, Zabrowski? Zabrowski, I don't know, it was good. What do you rate it today, Mark? I don't know, Zabrowski. 8.6? I'm guessing, Zabrowski, I really wasn't paying attention to your woohoo today. I was engaged here with the fam and friends. Clapper. I got a couple peeps over here. Hey, how you doing? Catherine in the house. I'm so happy. Catherine Hipburn's with us again, guys. It's always a good show when Catherine's with us, you know? We're going to get into it. Let's see what's going on in the news. Remember, guys, you can check out the Beat Seat at beatseat.rocks and you can order yours. They are not built somewhere randomly in the country. I actually hand build each one. So if you want something unique that no one else has, because I have the patent for it, you could sound completely different than everybody else on earth. I mean, there's really nothing else like it. Listen to this. Yeah. I wrote this 3 nights ago.
Catch the wave, yeah, yeah, yeah. Catch the wave, yeah, yeah.
Trying to find the news story I had open earlier about this. This is why I had this title for today. I'm just like totally over this new NBA that we're watching. I guess I must have changed it. Oh, here it is. No, that's not it. All right, let me just go back and type this in. Lakers win 150 to 145. I mean, come on. Come on. Like, I gotta say, this whole debate on whether or not Michael Jordan's the GOAT or LeBron James is the GOAT is completely ridiculous. And I'll explain why in one just truth reveal here. The Lakers won last night, guys, 150 to 145. Do you know what that says? Just that alone. 150 to 145. Let me get this on the screen. I don't know why it's not there yet. It's because Joanne's wheezing. We're dealing with it here. Little help, Joanne. It's still not working. All right, let's do the window capture at least. We'll get the story on the screen so you guys can see it. This is what baffles me about this, okay? And I want to hear your impressions because I'm thinking we're in the twilight zone on this one, where people are really trying to compare the 90s to now, and they think that they know what they're talking about. And like I said, it all comes to, why is everything in the same spot here? This is weird. All right, I don't know why I'm there now, but we'll go over here. Great. So let's talk about this. And what is over my what is that on the screen? Oh, this is okay. So Anthony Davis scores 36 points while the Lakers hold off another Pacers comeback, guys, in a 145 to 150. They won by 5 points though, Joanne. Not bad, right? I'm sorry? Joanne, I'm sorry. I can't hear you over the wheeze. But I'm pretty sure what you said, Joanne, is that how the freaking heck did they get to 295 points, two teams on the court, 295 points in a game? And can I ask you why no one is able to score more points than Michael Jordan on average? The games are ridiculous. When I watched basketball, and I want to preface this, I don't watch the negatube anymore. Everything on the TV is meant to take us out of our moment. It's meant to distract us from this beautiful thing we have, people. This second. We share it. I live in it. This show is live 1,911 days in a row, right here in the second. I don't have a script. You guys think I know what I'm going to say about anything in the next 30 minutes to an hour? No, but this is what the magic is when you can live in the moment and allow something to take place. So let's just very quickly talk about this. Michael Jordan, when he was playing basketball, the games were 96 to 89. 99 to 94. Every once in a while, you'd be pumped. You saw them break 100. Does anybody else remember? Anybody else remember that you'd barely see a team break 100? They'd have to have a ridiculous game. So let's just extrapolate from there. If you could see either side not break 100 very often when Jordan was playing, and he still has the highest scoring average in history. No one's ever touched it. They're close, but no one's ever touched it. And they're scoring 150 a game now. There's no defense anymore, is basically my point. And my son was telling me the other day that there's this debate now that 90s basketball sucked and that now they destroy the 90s. I'm like, there's no defense. It's just like a show out there. Who can score the most points and who cannot even still get to Jordan? The guy who had to fight against Bill Laimbeer and get slammed to the ground against the Boston Celtics. Game after game, that guy got his ass kicked. But you know what? He still was the greatest of all time. Because to date, oh yeah, LeBron James has the most points in history. The guy's been playing for 74 years. Is that it? You play for 946 years, yeah, you're going to have the most points in history. But you still never got more points per game on average than Michael Jordan. You still suck in the finals. When it comes down to the pressure on your shoulders, you buckle, and Michael Jordan didn't. So what makes you the greatest? Never losing a finals? one of the reasons. Most points per game on average per year in history. As I think that's, let me just double check because I don't want to say that. Wilt may have had more. I just want to check. Most points on average per season. NBA. Let's just see what we have. Because again, I want to make sure we're factual about this, what I'm saying. Wilt Chamberlain, per game in a season, 50.4 a game. What in the fucking hell? That is real? Holy shit. Hold on, now we got to look at this a little closer, guys. That is ridiculous. All right, no, hold on a second. I'm way off on all this. James Harden beat Jordan. Wow, look at that. No, Jordan was higher. Look at this. Okay. NBA leaders on average. Jordan, 86-87, was 37.09 points a game. So behind Wilt Chamberlain, it's Jordan, okay? But there's a case to be made about freaking Wilt Chamberlain. 50.36 points a game? Do you know how ridiculous that is? Gosh almighty! Oh my goodness, that's insane. That is completely insane. 50.36 points a game. That's probably, it must be the year that he had 100, right? Nah, we got to check. What year did Wilt Chamberlain have 100? What year did Chamberlain (100 points? 62, right there. So that's the reason. 61, 62, dude had 50 points a game. I bet you there were 10 games he had like 89, 97. Like, you got to get to 100, Wilt. You're averaging 50.436. That's insane. All right, but just getting back to Jordan, if we're talking about Jordan and we're talking about LeBron, because that's the way people do this. Wilt Chamberlain was a center. It's like Wilt Chamberlain versus Shaquille. That's a great conversation for another day. But this, Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. Has LeBron James ever led the league or been high enough? You know, he's not even in the top 20. Let me see. Not even in the top 30. Wait a second. He's not even, he's got to be on here somewhere. Okay, LeBron James is number 45. His highest average ever is 31.37. Now again, that's not that's a lot of points per game. There's a reason he's on top 45 of all time, top 50 of all time points in a season, 31.37. That's a lot. But in a league where you had defenders throwing you to the ground, they had Jordan rules. Do you know what the Jordan rules were? Hurt Michael Jordan. Get him out of the season. Hurt him. Injure him. Hospital. There was a game they tried to murder Michael Jordan, I believe. Poisoned him. He crapped all night. Scored like 52. They call it the flu game. They tried to get Jordan, you know, and that was the game. He was feared. And that's the thing is, you hear NBA players and they say, why? Why was Jordan feared? And they say, it wasn't that you were afraid of the guy that he's going to punch you in the face. You were afraid he's going to embarrass you in front of your family. That's the difference. That dude was poetry in motion. It's like watching Barry Sanders on the football field. I haven't really seen many people do what Barry Sanders did. It was ridiculous. It's like watching God work. And that's why when people look back with reverence and they look back and they have this idol look, it's like there is no such thing as an idol. You know, we have to stop using these words, but there are really, really magnificent basketball players in the past. And a lot of them we don't even get to see, or there's not a lot of video of them. There's a ton of Michael Jordan. I really suggest go watch his highlight reel. It's ridiculous. LeBron's is great too, don't get me wrong, but there's players standing around like this.
Look at LeBron, he's dunking again.
Where on the other ones, you see Jordan getting freaking knocked to the ground and elbowed in the face as he's going for that dunk. It's like a whole different, we should spend a couple minutes and watch one of these highlight reels because you guys would be like, what, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I really want you guys to see real quick what Michael Jordan did, because you're probably like,
Nah, LeBron's my guy.
Guys, LeBron is great. He's great. He's a whiner. And, you know, he's terrible in the finals, but he's a great basketball player. You can't take that away from him. He's just not the GOAT, you know? And most points ever doesn't make you GOAT. I'm sorry. Oh, this is me right here. Look, there's only 3 people on with us. NBA defense is a joke. Proves Jordan is GOAT. That's the title for YouTube. If you go there right now and you type in MarkinsPires, you'll see that as the title for the show today. And it's a comedy news show, so I really don't want to spend too much time on this. But I do want you to see how ridiculous this dude was. He was stupid. I mean, Michael Jordan's Historic Bulls mixtape. Here we go. I'm just going to put it on for a second. It's like 15 minutes long. We're not watching it all.
Good thing
But
the
I want
general
to see
gives you a
second
break when
or
you
two
need
of
it.
okay?
Yeah,
Let me shut the audio off. If you are on Clapper, you could head over to X, YouTube, or Rumble. You'll see this right over my shoulder right now. And that's the best way to watch this show anyway. It's in HD. You get the best audio experience and video because it's a green screen show. All right, here we go. So this right here is just an example of what we got with Michael Jordan. Look at this freaking thing.
Watch it just hang in the air. Everybody else is already down when he puts the shot up.
He's asked, what? Do you really think you can fly? I said, yeah, for a little while.
Yes,
Look at these flying. Dude,
James over JB
come on.
and that's what I'm talking about. When he ducks over the
This is just stupid, crazy stuff. Hanging in the air. So it's turned. The trip was the horn. I'm going at him. Look at that. These people weren't trying to block ball. They're trying to hurt the dude. Just had an amazing court awareness and everything he did. What? Come on. You guys, I mean, you're watching this, right? Dumars. I want to see what. Look. 3 guys on him. This is the best right here. With 8 on the clock. On Larry Bird. Money, 63 points.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record. Oh, boy.
Look, over everybody. Come on. This guy was fierce. What? Come on. I could do that one. Down the court. Game winner. He's doing this nasty. All right, so look. Hold on, I want to show something to you, okay? This is the moment here where the game is over. He's got 4 people down the court. The whole team is down the court. All he has to do is pass the ball down the court, get the point. They win the game. They move forward. Watch what dude does. Look at the intensity. It's right after this. Watching the intensity.
Points, and you're looking at an all-time record. Oh, boy. Michael Jordan.
Michael down the lane, jammed it. Michael Jordan to the hole.
Where the hell is it? Yeah, I'm like, this is it. Watch what Jordan does here. Give it to Jordan. You think he's passing the ball? He's got 9 guys open. No, it's him. All me. 5 guys. I'm all on this court all by myself. That's a nasty dude right there. That's literally. Hold on. What's the he does there? He's just a jerk about it. You know how it's his artistry. He's an artist. This is the difference. Switching hands. All right, I'll just do that. Oh, see that? Bill ain't here. Hit him.
Wow.
This is my point. These guys were trying to hurt Michael Jordan. Woo. Oh, this is a great play. Look at that. Bill trying to get him. He did a spinneroo. Oh! Come on. You watch how the Pistons beat this dude up? They all wanted to hurt him. Look, he's like, Dumar's like, he got me again. Yeah, he did. It's Michael freaking Jordan, dude. Oh, man. God, I can sit here and watch this all day. I'm a huge Jordan fan, as you can tell. Okay, LeBron James, he's a bit of a whiner. I'm just saying, he's great player, but definitely not the GOAT. Did you see that? Did you see that? Matthew, how are you, my friend? Harvey said if LeBron was to play back then, he'd be whining all the time. It's accurate, because he's whining all the time now, even when he's like the best, they consider the best of all time. And I just joke. I mean, I did a feature film called The Worst Coach Ever. And I created a character named Marty McLavin Ribbon. It's an hour and 30 minutes. It's the funniest, craziest comedy about a coach, the worst freaking coach. So basically, I'll just give you a little overview of what the worst coach ever is. Marty McLavin-Riven. I'm a science teacher, I believe. So there's the first scene, I'm there in the science room and I'm ripping on a couple kids in the class. It's like a roast of people the whole time. And then the next scene, I'm in this gym with all these kids and we're putting together a team. McLavin-Riven special. And that's when I think I came up with the name Marty McLavin-Riven. And that's the guy, he's for the whole movie. In reality, if you do watch Worst Coach Ever, keep this Coach Ever. The second scene where I'm in the gym, that was actually the first scene. It's the first thing I recorded. I did this crazy green screen scene as a coach, and I grabbed this piece of wood we call Clippy. It's a clipboard, and it takes over the movie. This clipboard is hilarious. The fact how I use this prop through the whole movie is amazing. And it's a piece of wood. We call it a clipboard. It's amazing. Got my pencil. And, it's hilarious how I use Clippy. Anyway, so this whole movie, I started with this one scene where I was like, okay, I need like a clipboard to do this. I'm trying to pick my team, and that's where this clipboard thing came. And then I shot the first scene afterwards, shot the other scenes later, and we created a full feature film out of it. And I've done that 9 times. So if you do want to watch crazy, like silly Adam Sandler type comedy, but it's all stream of consciousness comedy. There is no script, just like this show. And to me, that's what I love about it. The fact that it's cohesive and there's a lot of funny stuff in a movie that I'm improvising the entirety of is kind of cool. And that's all on my MarkinsPires YouTube channel. As you can see right over here, just how to find us. We're on right now. You can see these stories over my shoulder. That's the best way to do that, by the way. I want you guys to know. So please hit up that and subscribe, turn on all notifications. Guys, I didn't talk about this yesterday, but I want to briefly discuss my concern. Conor McGregor displays concerning behavior with twitches and had difficulty speaking. I don't know if you guys saw this interview. Maybe I'll play it for you so you can see. We can kind of analyze what's happening here with his body language. And he's doing this weird thing with his shoulders as he speaks. And he kind of was like very introverted with the way he was speaking. And it makes me think that he was either on drugs or something's going on with him, with his mind. And that could be a very real thing because these guys take a lot of abuse. So let's just quickly go through this and see what you guys think. Yeah, here's the interview. We'll get into it. Odd behavior isn't exactly something new when it comes to Conor McGregor, but the MMA star created some new concerns while promoting his upcoming movie, Roadhouse. Speaking with Sports Illustrated alongside co-star Jake Gyllenhaal. How do we say that one, Joanne? Joanne, is it Jake Gyllenhaal or Gyllenhaal? Which one is it? You know, Joanne, can you stop wheezing? You know? I'm here. Joanne! She's, destroying the studio with that one. First part of the day. Unbelievable. Speaking with Sports Illustrated with Gyllenhaal, McGregor fielded questions while repeatedly twitching his shoulders, blinking, and appearing to struggle to speak. Let's see what this is. I want you guys to watch this with me again. YouTube, X, or Rumble. You can
if you're thinking about getting great internet at a great price, good thinking. Now's your chance.
I landed one punch.
Once.
And he hit me with a door. Other than that,
Look at his
it was
shoulders.
absolutely perfect.
And his eyes.
Amazing.
Doing this weird thing with his face and his neck.
Right here with Jake Gyllenhaal. Conor McGregor, stars
Check
of
his eyes,
the
too.
new
There's something
Roadhouse,
else with them, yeah.
which is coming to you on Prime Video. What was it like, Jake, working with Conor? I mean, you have played a combat sports athlete before in Southpaw,
blinking,
but
right?
this is a whole
He's
different
not
game.
even
What was that
focused.
like
Look,
for
he
you?
can't even
It was
look at the
great
screen.
fun. I mean,
He's
he
looking away.
was from the very beginning.
He's
Conor
looking
said
away.
to me, he was like, I'm a white belt in making movies and acting, and I'm here to learn. And that was the way it was the whole time. But on the opposite end, I'm, a white belt in the fight game. And in terms of fights and what they look like and how authentic it is, I know it was so important to you from the very beginning that the fight fans always felt like they were watching something original, something fun. And so he was always coaching me and showing me how to do things or change something up to make it feel more authentic,
Look
so
at
that
I'm worried about
all the fight fans in particular, but movie fans in the end too, will love this movie even more because of
I like
the stuff
Gyllenhaal,
that we did.
right?
Conor, what did Jake bring to the table from the realism when it came to the fight game?
Jake's a consummate professional. 75 movies made. I'm blessed to have entered into the movie alongside him. He was patient with me. He gave me guidance, and I just took it. We had a good rapport on set. He has 75 movies made. I have 75 bar fights made. And that's it. We had a good back and forth.
Jake, you have to take some real punches and kicks in the lead up to this?
Yeah, and throughout it too. Yeah, it's inevitable, I think, when you're trying to do fights like this and make them as real as you can.
Look at his face.
Just sort of, it's a part of the whole thing, you know.
Guys, he's having withdrawals right there.
Yeah, I mean, also it's important to know what it feels like in the spar. I did that particularly in preparation for Southpaw. There was a lot of sparring and understanding the feeling.
His skin looks off.
Play a fighter unless you know what
they
that's
got him makeuped up too. You know that, right?
But no, we stayed as careful as we could the whole time, and he was always he was good to me. And
look, he's trying to.
I sometimes had to remind him.
I landed one punch
once,
and he hit me with a door. Other than that, it was absolutely perfect.
That's true.
An amazing stunt team, Garrett Warden and Steve Brown, and they were phenomenal with us. They gave us free rein.
Oh man, he's effed up right now.
And we've done a good job.
Is that hard for you, Connor, at all? Because you've been in so many real fights, to realize, I'm trying to make this look real, but, I am acting.
For me, what was hard was, it was time consuming. 18 hours on set, very little rest. It was strange to me, but, the fight scenes, I was happy to give my input and my oar. And Jake, as I said, is a consummate professional. We've done a good job.
You check it out for yourself. Roadhouse 2024.
Guys, I don't know. What do you think? There's something off there, right? I'm feeling bad for him. I mean, he's like, oh, yes, he did a movie. And he's like this. Like, the weird thing is he got Gyllenhaal, and he's like this. Yeah, no, we had a great time. It was a great film. I had an awesome time with McGregor. He did hit me in the face that one time. Remember that time he hit me in the face, McGregor? And then you go to McGregor, he's like, yeah, no, I hit him in the face. Yeah, he didn't fight me in the face. And then he hit me in the door. And he's doing this weird thing, but he's like sitting back. Like Gyllenhaal's like this. He's like, yeah, thanks for the call, Sports Illustrated. And he got McGregor like, hey, trying to find anybody hater. And he's got, his face is like drenched. Did you guys, anybody see the drenched face on McGregor? I'm just thinking. Too many hits to the head, Harvey says. Guys, let's see. Getting ready to go on backpacking trips, so really can't stay, but wanted to drop in. Always fun. Catherine, you rock. If you are out here on Clapper, I want to say hi to you real quick. Michelle Intravangsa, nailed it, except for there's not an R. Intravangsa, better. Yankee Max, Kelly Sitzman. I don't have my glasses on, so I'm having a hard time seeing. Richard Wright, always right with Richard. We're always right. You got to know that. Averind Padaria and Omar, my friend. So good to see you guys. If you have a chance, head over to the YouTube channel, head over to Rumble or X, and be a part of the show there where you can see these stories over my shoulder and just be a part of it. It's a much better experience. So I'm a little worried about Conor McGregor, And right before they did the interview, Gyllenhaal's like, McGregor, come on, we're ready. Have you ever done an interview before? Like, you don't want to be like this. You want to be like this. Like, hey, yeah, fielding questions. Let's get into it, Sports Illustrated. I got McGregor over here, Magoo. Hi, I don't even know what the hell he said. And then he's doing the shakeroo. He's like, we're having trouble. I need like a thesaurus and also a translator. Is that guy who works for Shohei Ohtani available by chance? Got a couple of bets I wanted to place, and maybe I think he's the guy. What's that? Oh, Zabrowski. Zabrowski said, no, Shohei's the guy. You got to go to Shohei for that information. 4.5 million in debt, guys. You don't get there when you're an interpreter making $300 to $500K a year. Go check out my piece of content on YouTube about that. I nailed it. Plus, we also have some crazy, silly comedy about Matsuhara and Shohei, the money. Show me the money. Shohei, the money. Guys, Pete Rose also. He's on standby. He's just there. He's laying out bets. I wonder, what's the over-under on Shohei not getting into the Hall? Pete Rose has got money on it. He's not getting into the Hall because he'll be banned from baseball history. You come to this country, we give you a leash for you to do your thing. Be the greatest pitcher, greatest baseball batter of all time, home running it, $700 million, and you're out there gambling? Again, speculation, but 4.5 mil, I don't know how you can get into that much debt unless you're Shohei Ohtani, Anyway, guys, what do you think about Conor McGregor? I really am concerned about this man. There's something off, and I hope he can get himself, the help he needs. I'm thinking he's got some sort of drug issue. It looked like to me. I mean, he's doing this weird thing. His face is all like cake looking. When your face gets all cakey, there's something messed up with that dude. You know what I mean? And then you're doing the shoulder and sitting like this, waiting for your next fix. You got Gyllenhaal sitting next to you, ready for production. He's ready to go. Oh yeah, I'm Jake Gyllenhaal. It was a great production. I really enjoyed learning from Connor Magoo over here. You know? Hi, hardy, here in heaven. Gosh almighty. My Irish is getting better, by the way. Anyway, let's see what else we have here. Let's go back to the top of Yahoo News. Of course, we're not going to do any stories that are politically based. No, we're not getting into that. You know, oh look, everyone's bad. Look, the world, huh? Oh, the border's great. No, we're not doing any of that. Northern lights could appear over Midwest as severe solar storm hits Earth. That I want to see. Like, I want to see some northern lights. I'm in Connecticut. Never seen the northern lights. They're always like, you're going to see them if it's a clear night. And it's always cloudy. Like, it's always like the worst night when they say that, you know. It's raining all day. Severe solar storm hitting Earth. Gosh almighty. That means that we're going to have issues with our internet connections. Have you guys ever heard of the Carrington event? I'm worried about another one. You know, that was 1869, I think. We're long overdue. We have a very poor infrastructure around the grids. I think there are 3 grids, I want to say, in the United States. And they're all crap. They were done in like the 50s. And if we get hit now that we have like this, I think we have a weakened gravity, whatever the force is around the Earth, they say, is weaker at the magnetic poles, and that's usually what protects us from getting hit with solar activity. And I wish I could have my brother Mark Wages on to talk to us, Wages World. You know, he would go through it. The CMEs, let us know what's coming. If you want to, make sure you subscribe to Wages World, because he will, and also Ron Tyler, they will keep you in the loop of as to what's going on in the world of anything happening out there coming to us. So, severe solar storm. It's set to hit Earth on Sunday. Is this story from yesterday? Oh, no, this is going to be for next week. Oh, man, guys. Right before we have our total eclipse of the heart. Anyway, on X, formerly Twitter, the Prediction Center said that the coronal mass ejection event arrived Sunday. Oh, it did. And caused a G4 geomagnetic storm. So does that mean that we're going to see it tonight? Or was that last night and we missed it? I may have missed it. Dang it. Oh, it will continue through the remainder of the 24th and into the first half of the 25th. Dang it! I missed it, Joanne! It was because you were wheezing. You know. If you guys are on X, Rumble, or on YouTube, you would see Joanne in all of her wheeziness. But I can't get that far over with the camera on Clapper. So if you can, guys, join us over there. Subscribe, turn on all notifications. I am live twice a day. 1,911 days in a row, so you could guarantee I'm here for 89 more days while we hit 2,000 days in a row live. And if you're out there and you're saying, what dude would go live for 1,911 days in a row? And I'm trying to bring us together. Just some positivity, some comedy, some music. Playing you a song later, don't go anywhere. Anyway, so, Aurora Borealis, I missed it, you know. It's too bad. I wish I saw that story yesterday before we did the show last night. You know, but it was a music show last night. It was a music show and some comedy. We do a little bit of everything here. Anyway, guys, what are we up to? Did I write 2 songs last night, guys? I wrote 2 songs last night. I'm pretty sure they were pretty awesome. Or was that 2 nights ago? It's kind of crazy. Everything meshes together when you've been live 1,911 days in a row. There's an Italian town that's struggling to sell off its empty homes for €1. I'm fucking going, dude. Are you kidding me? Italy for €1? I got a buck lying around over here, some change. Got 4 quarters. I'm going to get that. I'm pretty sure $1 is maybe about the same as €1 right now. I got a couple extra dimes and nickels lying. I'm buying a house in whatever town in Italy this is. Let's get into it. I actually went over the story I remember about last year. This first came up where they were offering this, and I'm surprised no one bought any. Let's see, Italy's €1 home sales have been attracting a lot of interest over the past few years, with dozens opting to snap up abandoned properties in some of the country's depopulated towns. But while towns like Musamelli in Sicily and Zungoli in Campania have managed to offload various abandoned dwellings to foreigners longing to live the Italian dream, some have struggled to sell their empty homes. Among them is Patrica, a remote medieval village of barely 3,000 residents located south of Rome, where more than 40 properties deserted in the early 1900s have been left to rot. Perched on a rocky plateau overlooking the Sacco Valley in central Italy, Patrica is an idyllic spot, but life here wasn't easy for locals in the abandoned homes. Guys, it looks kind of cool, you know, like an old school ghetto that you got to go and like bring a bulldozer in, you know? But this like valley here with these hills in the background, this is great for vino. Go become a drunkard, you know what I mean? Make your own wine. Learn Italian, or just go out there and be like, and you just the only word you know is vino. And you're there in Italy, you're that guy. People are like, what the? That guy never learned the language? You know, and they're like, you just should have learned, you know? But you're drinking. You're so drunk, you can never learn the language of Italian. That's the dream, right? Anyway, many left in search of a brighter future, leaving their homes empty for decades. In the attempt to breathe new life in the dying village, the town's mayor, Lucio Filaliso, has been trying to immaculate the success of other Italian villages who've put their empty homes up for €1, or just over $1. So it is just a few. Guys, make sure you bring a couple extra dimes, nickels, and maybe even a few pennies. You just don't know what the exchange rate's going to be when you pull up to Fordaccio, is that what it was called? In the town of Musamelli. No, Patrica. This is Patrica, guys. All right, so we first mapped all abandoned houses and made an official call out to the owners to invite them to hand over the dilapidated family properties, but we managed to sell just 2 homes for €1. That's $2. Thank God. Oh, wait, hold on. Did they sell 2 homes for €1? And so someone got 50 cents, like half €1 to get a house? I'm thinking he got $2. I think he got at least $2 out of it, guys. You know? While local authorities in towns left underpopulated due to earthquakes and other natural calamities have the jurisdiction to put abandoned homes up for sale without permission from the owners, this isn't the case for Patrica and other towns like it. We first need availability of owners, their heirs, in disposing of their old houses. Only they can place these properties up for sale with their consent, which makes the process very complicated, almost impossible. Fordaliso explains that the town received a positive response from 10 owners after sending out a public call to involve them in our €1 homes project. But they withdrew at the last minute. The rest never replied. Fordaliso feels that those who changed their minds may have done so because of issues with other relatives who own shares of the same property. Abandoned buildings in old Italian towns are sometimes split between multiple heirs who own just a section, like a bathroom, a balcony, kitchen. Are you kidding me? You have people who own multiple heirs who own sections of the house? This is insane. I own the bathroom. You can't drop a douche in there. That's my doucheroo bathroom. You know, you're not welcome. Or you're just balconying it. You're like, can I have something to eat? And like, no, you stay out on the balcony. That's yours. You can't come inside the kitchen because the kitchen's mine. I'm the kitchen owner. What is with Italy? Here we're splitting up the house into different rooms. Fabrizio, you get the coat closet. Poor Fabrizio. He's in that coat closet. You know what I mean? Comes out like a freaking mole person. I don't even know, like a gnome. He comes out at night, the door creaks open, Fabrizio comes out. Gets chased out of there by the owner of the kitchen. Yeah, I can see it. Oh, in the past, it was customary for children to inherit parts of their family home, including patches of land or the bathroom, you know, coat closet, Fabrizio. Oh, but it's not always a guarantee that relatives will still be on good terms when they're left with the toilet. And they have to clean that toilet after the family used it. Again, let's just go over it. Family used it for years. Everybody's in that house. All of a sudden, they're like, we're splitting up the asset. You get the crapper. Now you're in there with the cleaning supplies. You know what I mean? You got some ire for your brother sitting there in the kitchen making like a pastry or whatever they do in Italy, right? A fresh espresso. Tomatari, I'm here in the bathroom. I do the clean of the pooparoo. Can you make me a espresso? No, I'm sorry. This is my kitchen, my espresso machine that was in the kitchen. You know, when mom and dad left me the kitchen and left you the crapper, you know, they left you plenty of cleaning supplies in there. They could have left you an espresso machine in the bathroom. You know that down the road, the Attuzzis have an espresso machine in their bathroom. So when their son, Osmerando, got the bathroom, he's making espressos in there while he cleans up the poops. You know? That's on you. Just remember, you could be Fabrizio over there in the coat closet. I hope my comedy doesn't go over everybody's head. The disposal of potential €1 homes faced a deadlock, as most relatives sharing the same property were at odds with one another or personal reasons and couldn't agree on the sale. Some hardly spoke. Again, the bathroom thing. That's the hard one. Or the coat closet, Fabrizio. You know, they don't even know some of them don't even know each other. Like, yeah, I heard you got the bathroom. I don't know, even I've never met you or anything. I got a kitchen, you know. I'd be willing to sell you the kitchen, you know, because I don't even really care about this. I didn't even know how I got this. I got a call, and they're like, hey, you got a kitchen. I got a kitchen? I thought you'd say I got land, I got money from, you know. No, you're the proud new owner of a kitchen in Italy, in Patrica. Now I got to fly to Patrica to go to my kitchen? Is that what we're doing here? If I was a chef, I'd do it. I'm not a chef, okay? Disposal, okay, we know in some instances, homes were never officially split between heirs in the past, so the ownership line had broken away long ago without a clear indication. Oh my goodness. I think it's amazing to me that that's not done in the United States. We do not split up pieces of the house. Maybe if it's a big property and you have like, hey, there's 2 houses on the property. Hey, Tommy, you get one, and Jill, you get the other, you know? But besides that, you're not splitting and putting people in the bathroom and stuff like that. That still makes me laugh. I gotta read that again. Like, that can't be real, right? I'm like dying on that one. Oh, goodness. Where is it? I just want to see it again because I'm baffled that that's actually a thing. I feel like I made that up. Okay. In the past, it's customary for children to inherit parts of their family home, including patches of land, wells, and orchards. Multiple heirs who own just a section, like a bathroom, or the balcony, or you're the proud owner of the espresso machine in the kitchen. And nothing can be sold without written consent from the bathroom owner, or Fabrizio over there in the coat closet. Anyway, guys, that's what's happening in Patrica. They managed to sell parts of the €1 scheme, and they were fully owned by 2 locals, so no liaising with 4th-degree cousins or great-grandcousins or whatever. They could sell those properties without any complications, so they got $1 each. In the situations where family feuds are at play, family feud, relatives, have we done the family feud yet? Yeah, we did. I did. I'm Steve Markey. You guys remember it? It's pretty ridiculous. I may play it for you at the end of the show. It's only 2 minutes long. It's one of the funniest game shows I've done. I've done about every game show. But the family feud with the Milkies. Travis Mielke. Guy's 9 foot tall with a bow tie. There's comedy in that alone, Mielke. You know? Anyway, original owners have been living elsewhere for many years and wary of making themselves known to the authorities and potentially being hit with back taxes. So I don't know who's going to Italy to Patrica to get a house for $1. This is a 74-page story. I'm not getting into that much. You saw it. That's it. This like shack shed over here could be yours. The rest of it is owned by a different family member, but they'll sell you this shack. You also see this, like there's a vent system here for when they have all exhaust to leave the house. That's also for sale because that's owned by a distant cousin. He could sleep in it if he wants. It stays nice and cozy there in the wintertime. So, I mean, this is what you get, guys, I guess, when you go to Italy and you're like, hey, you know, I wonder if there are any cheap houses here in Italy. Patrika, just bring a friggin' buck and change, you know, because it's euro. It's $1 which is a little more. We're thinking maybe like $1.16, you know. So you bring it, throw a little change in your pocket, everybody's happy. Pawn shops know something about the U.S. economy that Sleepy Poopy Pants doesn't. Times are still rough. Yeah, we know that. Thank you. Nicki Minaj and husband ordered to pay $500,000 for alleged backstage assault in Germany. What the freak happened there? I really don't care, though. You know, I was going to read it, but I just don't care about that. Body language experts believe this is the reason Kate Middleton was alone in her cancer announcement video. Let's listen to them. They really know what they're talking about. They don't want to look at the current guy in the Oval at all, though, and see what they're saying? Or Conor McGregor? What's going on with that? That was messed up. Okay, anything else here before we call this and play a couple of pieces of music for you in comedy? Travis Kelce allegedly spent more than half of his yearly salary on wooing Taylor Swift. All right, what would that be? I just have to know how much that is. What's his yearly salary? Okay, set $14 million. Kelsey's worth 50, but a yearly salary of 14. So what was alleged is $8 million for what? Okay, so what did he spend it on? And I want to see. 300 grand on gifts. 24 karat gold sculpture. Sure, that was cool. I don't know. It doesn't matter. These people have stupid money, you know. I'm going to spend $7 million on a person worth $1 billion. She's not paying for dinner, ever. It's all you, Kels. Oh, I'm a football player, and I made 14 million. She made $1 billion. She could pick up a tab every once in a while, you know. 2024. You want to have your cake and eat it too, you know. I want to be equal. I'm better than you. I could play your sport. All these stupid things, right? Okay, you could also pay a bill. You know what I mean? Like every once in a while, $1 billion in the bank account. Kelsey, you got it, right? She's got a private jet, too. She's really helping with the carbon emissions thing that they're making up. It's not that they're making it up. It's just that the carbon makes up 0.04 of our entire atmosphere. And we act like it's like the huge part of our atmosphere. It's nothing in our atmosphere. And temperatures always follow carbon dioxide, or vice versa. Dioxide follows temperature rise. And if you look back 800,000 years ago, you'll see that. That first, the temperature rised, and then the CO2 followed. And so it's like, we want to look past that glaring detail, don't we? And that was like the guy who figured it all out. He's like, wait, guys, you didn't go back far enough. You didn't see when in the history of the Earth, the temperature rose and then carbon followed. So it's not the other way around. And it's because we're all carbon-based. And if you think about it, like the dinosaurs leaving and being extinguished by whatever it was that came through our atmosphere, either it was a meteor, whatever it was, the flood. I'm thinking there's lots of things that could have been that caused the demise of previous civilizations, previous massive creatures that roamed and ruled the earth. Here was an interesting thing I thought about too. The dinosaurs, they're pitched as like these evil Tyrannosaurus Rex. They're just out there meat eating. They're just like literal, like it's like an alligator that's 50 feet tall. And it's like, but then they have these whole theories about these reptilian races that come here, you know, and it's like, well, was that like what they are? Like the massive ones are like these freaking dinosaurs that were speaking. You're like, I'm gonna go, and then going out there and just chomping on a couple of human beings they see running by. That would be a funny movie, actually. Anyway, so we're getting into the woods on it. I just think in general there's a lot of our history that we don't know about because, you know, it just reminds me, like if something bad was to happen and our grid went down and all of a sudden we go from who's here down to like 10% of this population on planet Earth. Like it happens quickly. Nobody knows how to survive. There's very few people out there that know how to survive. A lot of people do the prep stuff and they're smart. They know what will happen, what to do, and where to go when things do go down. I am not ready like that. I wish I was. And I should start paying attention more often because things are getting scary. But if you don't know how to kill and skin and do a kill it and grill it. If you don't know how to go out there and plant food, if you don't know how to go out there and plant vegetables and fruits and to secure fresh water, you're dead in like a short period of time. And if we're living in a world where all of a sudden there is no electricity and people are now not able to use power tools, they're back to grabbing saws and hammers and doing whatever they can in order to figure things out, this gets bad real quick. It's martial law. People that are law enforcement are all at home protecting their families. They're not out protecting your family. And then we're here trying to figure out how to get to tomorrow, and people are trying to break in because they need stuff. It's a scary time. And then all of a sudden it all comes to a very, very quiet time where there's only a few people left. And then they build back. And they're like, hey, and there's stories. Oh yeah, there was a time that, and there were these things that flew, and there was this ancient technology. And one day, where the ancient technology they're talking about? I mean, you could visualize that, right? Now, like this very moment right now would somehow be found in the distant future. And they're like, wow, look at this ancient technology that existed and we don't have yet, or we haven't figured out yet. And it's like, are we somewhere in our new timeline that's still so far behind what someone previously on this planet had figured out? I mean, with the Egyptian stuff, and you look at how all those stones were carved. There's no way to do that. We don't even have equipment today that could do what they did and to move all those stones. And it's just like, yeah, they're stupid people in the sand. These people did something. I think it was with frequency and vibration, because you can move things with frequency and vibration. And if you get enough people pushing out maybe specific pitches, allow things to vibrate at a point where they actually levitate. I've seen it on different videos where small items or even balls will do that with the different tones. If these guys figured that out, and we still haven't. There's a guy in the 90s who figured it out. He had all this old military tech. He'd put it all together and make all these different tones. And he was showing different like levitation effects, putting different frequencies together. And it's like, oh, that's why sometimes I feel like we're flying when I'm in the middle of playing music at 432 hertz. Because we are. There's something unique about it, something powerful. So anyway, curious to see what you guys think about that. And let's see. I'm going to see if I could break us out of the news. I think we've done enough news for the day. Remember, guys, at noon, my newest comedy news premiere of Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly, The Roast. I mean, these two get roasted so freaking hardcore. It's ridiculously funny. And they deserve it. Okay, goofballs, you know what I mean?
I have to drink a blood oath. You're my twin soul.
I just never want to see you again. So make sure you join me for that if you're looking for a good laugh. Who's here with me? Let's see. Joshua Contreras, how are you, my friend? Jesse Castillo, Greg, my brother, and I don't speak Japanese, so I don't know what those three different symbols are, but hopefully it says something like, hi, nice to meet you. My name is Derek, And John Whitworth, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Over here on the YouTuber, my brother Will is here with me. Good to see you, pal. Jerry, thanks for kicking it. Harvey, Jim, my friend. Jim's the owner of a Beat Seat, guys. And Matthew, so good to see you. Pizza or fries? Who doesn't like a good Italian sub or hoagie? Okay, yeah, you're right, Will. Oh, man. So, guys, I appreciate you being here. Let's see what we have here on time. I don't know how long I've been on the air, but it's been probably about an hour. We did some serious comedy news there with that story about Italy. I'm going to be dropping that one for sure. Get a bunch of pictures in there next to me, which is the way we do these news stories. Let me give you the link real quick to the 12 o'clock comedy news story of the roast of Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly. And guys, if you like them, you definitely want to see this. If you don't like them, you definitely want to see this. It's like Comedy Central roast style, except it's all improv in the moment, looking at stupid photos. Actually, not even really, just one photo during the news story. And just like, I just basically commentate on how we were all under this, this media, oh, look how romantic it is. She made him. She dreamt about him and created him in his mother's womb. It was because she's some evil witch who's able to do such a thing. And then she's like, we never want to see each other again. We did a blood oath. We drink each other's blood. I'm like, this is hilarious to me, you know? So do you get each other's blood like back? Do you take it from each other in some weird way? You know, like I want you to dissect my blood out of you because now I don't want to ever see you again. So join me at noon for that one. Lots of silliness. And I think there's probably about 40 or 50 comedy news stories now up on the YouTube channel. I'm going to be uploading all of them on Rumble. I realize they have not been going from YouTube directly over. They used to do that. So now I'm going to be uploading all of those stories right up to Rumble as well. So you guys can, if you hate YouTube like I kind of do because they've been, they demonetized me and canceled me and called me harmful for just doing the comedy news and saying a few things that are absolutely true. So, and playing a lot of music at 432 hertz, like, makes a lot of sense. So anyway, that's why I want to blow it out on Rumble. I want to blow it out on X. I really appreciate it if you guys join me there. I'll also probably be uploading all those stories on X because I haven't, same thing, they go during the show, but not when I'm not uploading them all yet, and I'm going to start doing that. We got to blow out X, we got to blow out Rumble because it's the only place that free speech, I think, will be appreciated, where a guy who's showing up every day for you should be found and not be kept from you. So, and it's such a shame after 1911 days, I still can't get people on YouTube to know I'm on the air or even find me, you know? It's actually like criminal. I feel like it's criminal. I wish I could sue YouTube, you know? Like for them to take the ability to make a living from me for 5 years in a row every single day because they don't like my words. They don't like the fact that and I don't do it here, but that I'm conservative in nature. You know, I think that the world shouldn't be insane and say that anything could be anything it wants because it feels that way. It's not how it works. And you have to be hard and strict with people, and you have to explain to them that this is the reality. You can be what you want, just don't talk to my fucking kids about it, okay? And that's the way it always was when I was a kid. I want you to be happy, you be with whoever you want, be who you want, you can say what you want to your friends, just don't go and try to manipulate people and don't try to indoctrinate people into your insanity, okay? Because it's not real. It's a mental disorder. Or it's your personal thing, but not everybody's like that, so don't go out there and start trying to recruit people, you know, and kids especially is my freaking big issue with this world today. So kids are off limits, all things. Let them play sports, let them play with dolls, let them play with toys, let them play with the little cars. Don't freaking try to manipulate kids, okay? It's a very easy thing to do. No one knows who they are till they're about 18 years old, so leave them alone. This goes to everybody out there that says, well, maybe I should talk to kids about my thing, whatever it is that thing of yours is. Shut your fucking mouth. Don't talk to a child. It's off limits. And you're a scumbag for thinking about trying to put your thoughts into a child's mind. And this is why I'm harmful. It's for saying what's real. Nobody wants to think like a parent? No, you don't talk to my child about things that they don't have they should not be hearing about. At this age, they should not be hearing about any of the bull crap these people want to push. All right? And that's just my philosophy on this. Keep the children safe. You let them experience life from a bubble. They don't see any of the bull crap that goes on in our world. Used to be that way. Now it's like, push it on the kids. We need the kids to be the next generation of total mental cases. Right, Will? So that's basically my truth. I'm sticking to it. I can't pretend that like somebody saying that they feel a certain way all of a sudden means that they are that thing. I just can't do it. And my eyes will not be deceived by words. I'm not going to just be like, oh, well, I see something and now I have to say something different than I see. I'm sorry, I can't do that. It just doesn't work that way. We don't live in a world, and never did, where you tell people what they could say, what they could do, and how they could feel about you. Same as me. People come across and be like, I hate this dude, or I think he's funny, I like his music, whatever. I have no control over what you think of me, what you call me, none of that. And I can't go out there and tell you, hey, call me MarkinsPires. No, my name is Mark Pires, the name of the show is MarkinsPires. You can call me Chooch, call me whatever you want, because that's on you. You have the ability to use your own words and express yourself how you want to express yourself towards anything and anybody. And for anybody to come along and say, no, you can't do that. You have to call me whatever. It's mental. It's buffering, of course, Helen says. Oh, goodness. That's what YouTube does to me when I start speaking to you guys, when I start saying things that I feel are real, you know? And I grew up in the 90s. It's not like I'm some guy who's saying to you, hey, we should, you know, I lived in a time where I felt like racism was almost at a completion. Like we were at a point where people respected each other again and nobody saw each other for their skin. Like my best friends in high school were black. Still have lots of friends that are, I don't even have any friends anymore, to be honest. I don't. I do the show every day. I have a family, and so I just come home and I do the show, and my family. That's it. But when I was younger, a lot of my friends are black. My best friend Jermaine. I freaking love Jermaine. I never saw him for his skin color. He's a freaking awesome guy. People are people, man. And I get back to what I've said, and this probably got me in trouble too. There is only one color. It's a single race. We're the human race, and we are a single color, and then we're all shades of said color. That's it. We're shades. There's nobody who's white. This is white. And it's like, I'm not white. I'm freaking peach or something, you know? This is closer to white. My business card for real estate. That's white. This is white. I'm not even close to white. I'm a shade of a color, just like everybody else. And this is why I feel like we could very easily move past racism. If we just say to each other, guys, I understand the past happened, but we don't want to create new stains for the future today. So why don't we stop thinking about the things that our ancestors did and start thinking about how we treat each other? But I see all these talking heads that have PhDs and they're so, it's like anarchy when I hear them speak about the white man, the white devil. And I'm like, man, that was like 60 years ago. In the 90s, that was bullcrap. These people went to get their PhDs and doctorates after or in the 90s and in the very early 2000s that were like, Martin Luther King and Malcolm X went through this. I'm like, yeah, that was 50 years ago, dude. You got your doctorate for it. And now you're still you're bringing it back. I love Morgan Freeman. He goes, stop talking about it. Stop saying that everyone's racist and then it will go away, you know? And so I don't like getting into these topics. I just wanted to briefly say that I hate racism. I think that people have to stop. They have to just stop hating on each other. And they have to realize that we're all brothers and sisters. There is no difference between me and someone else based on our skin color. Our difference is our thoughts. Our differences are how we feel about everything else in this world around us and the change we can make in this world. And so I think that would, to me, it would make me want to come together with every soul. And I don't know if anybody else feels that way, but I feel like that's the way we should be thinking about it. You know, I have a love for you guys. That's why I've shown up for 1,911 days in a row. I'm trying to connect with my brothers and sisters across this planet. And there is no such thing as someone who's whiter than me or blacker than me. I feel like we're all souls and our souls are all the same color. And so that is just like what we're missing. We all have one colored soul. And our skin happens to have just a range of a single tone, of a single color. And if you look at a rainbow, it's every color. They say white has every color in it. Think about that. White has black in it. It has everything in it. So it's like we're a single color, pure light, which is like, I guess you'd say pure light. And within that spectrum of light is every single color, us. And then, you know, we're meant to understand that and rise above that. So, I don't know. That's why I show up here every day to try to be positive and create some comedy for you, play some music for you. Because I really don't want to see this anymore where we're out there hating on each other. I feel like this world needs better than that. And we should be able to think better than that at this point, 2024. But, you know, when you get so much distraction and so much division and all these different things, November coming up and all these different court cases, and it's hard for you to step back and say, well, what's the real game here? The real game is division. The real game is these people that run our country work together against us. And even though on the screen they're looking like they're fighting against each other on our behalf, they're really behind the screen and behind the big yellow cape. They're doing all these nefarious things that help them, and they only benefit their donors and their special interest groups, not the American people. So we're in big trouble here because they have us fighting instead of us fighting them. We should be really holding them accountable and pulling some of these people out of office that have been just destroying our country for many years. But the people of the United States are very much deceived by everything they see and hear in the news, and by all the politicians that are two-faced and continue to lie at one side and then do something else behind our backs. So this is our reality. There's not much we can do about that, except come together and not let them get the best of us. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's maybe. Am I over an hour already, Helen? That's probably what it is. Helen says I'm buffering, but she said sometimes she thinks YouTube does that to me when I get to an hour. Well, listen, I appreciate you guys. I will be back later. And remember, at noon, we have the Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly roast. It's totally crazy, out of this world. YouTube and YouTube and Rumble, you'll be able to watch that. Sorry. Hilly, you rock, buddy. I hope to see you later. Guys, give Hilly a follow if you can. And I'll be back. I'll see you guys at noon for that premiere. And this evening, we should be back for part 2 of the show. I'm realizing it's kind of hard to do 2 shows a day, especially when you don't make any money for this. But I keep trying. I'm trying my best to keep doing it. So if you can, come back tonight at 10 o'clock, and I'll be back for some music on the only drum in the world for guitar players. It's called the Beat Seat. You can check it out at beatseat.rocks. Thank you guys for watching over here on Clapper. Tyler, my friend, how are you? Do you know Shirley? I used to know Shirley Vermeer. She's a friend of mine. Selwyn Sandoval, Ric Flair. Oh, I don't remember what the Ric Flair call was again, but Dan Talada, how are you, my friend? I hope you guys will head over to the YouTube channel and subscribe to X and Rumble as well. So, hope to see you guys. Be back a little later. Let me see who's on. If there's anybody I missed over here. Head back to the top if you want. There's a very funny episode again. Hilly Billy and Helen, you guys are awesome. The Italy part of this show was crazy. I did a story about Italy and the houses that they're giving away for €1. I think that was the best comedy of the show today. So I'm curious to see what you guys think. Leave a comment if you can after the show. Hit that like and make sure all notifications are turned on. I am here every day of the year, and we have 89 days till I hit 2,000 days in a row live. I hope you guys will be here for that special event, and every day in between now and then if you can. 9 a.m. after 10 p.m. See ya. All right, guys, let me do the outro here. Clapper, you guys are awesome.